well, look, I am living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden, golden. I just can't see if I am. Why is all of that up there? I can't see if I am on yet. I think I might be. So then, good morning. It's Tuesday. Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning to you. And just excited like usual to be here and to be able to come to you on this terrific Tuesday. It is cold and frigid seeming outside, and it's a busy Tuesday. I don't know about for you, but it will be for me. And the funny thing is I will like be glad and joyful in that, even in all of the busyness. It's so funny because a couple of weeks ago I went to yoga, and there was I probably talked about this when it happened, probably the Friday after it happened. And there was this guy that was teaching the yoga class that I just thought was going to be foo-foo. And that guy worked us out, and so it was so good. And so sometimes I think when we lean into the difficulties, like whether it's the difficulty of showing up on a regular basis, or the difficulty of being in the cold, or the difficulty of relationships or sleep or whatever difficulty is, rather than running from it, just leaning into it is a powerful thing. And so for me, I love to, not everything is, good morning, Tracy, darling. Ooh, blessings on you. Not everything is, that easy, but sometimes we even have to stop and ask ourselves questions about what it is that we're thinking about. I tell you sometimes, hey Sandra, blessings on you too, darling. How are you? Sometimes it's so funny because sometimes we get caught up in our own thoughts and our own judgments. And, to ask yourself the question, who told you that, or where that came from, or whatever it is, to be able to just embrace yourself through whatever challenges come up. And there's this stake that I want to put in the ground all the time. Like, this is me, damn it. This is me, and I am going to love me with a vengeance. And so, I want to encourage you today, if you have had any of those instances where you were, whether it's down on yourself because of what you thought you should do, could do, couldn't do, what you don't have, what you're aiming to get. If you are, wherever you are, I want you to stake that flag into the ground that says, to the ground of your own being that says, I love me, darn it. And in spite of whatever it is that is, vexing you at the moment, to love yourself anyway. Because whether it's your bills or your finances or your job, that is, and I'm not even going to say it's a part of life. We have accepted it as a part of our lives. And, we kind of sit in that energy. But that energy, too, can be transformed. Bills will be here, right? Troubles will be here. They don't last always, as my grandmother used to say. But those things will come and go. It should not ever influence how you feel about you. Right? I tell people I have made a lot of mistakes, but I am not a mistake. And so sometimes what we do is we have this tendency to, because we screwed up in a particular area, somebody has called us a screw up. And you are not that. You don't become the things that you have done. It just washes away with the new day, right? Don't carry yesterday into today. Yesterday ended last night. So right here and right now, oh, all over again. Love, love, love who you are. Love the skin that you in. Forgive yourself. Whether you are sitting up here thinking that, it's going to be your turn it is your turn now, right? It is your turn now. Don't sit up and get caught up in all of that other junk. Just whatever it is, figure out. Look. I'm gonna tell you. Take it here. Let's go here. Sitting in the bathroom. Inhale and say, I love her too. Whatever it is, just in the midst of it all, just all your flaws, all your faults, with the extra pounds, the kinky hair, ain't had no, ain't got no, all of that. Love. And here's the thing. When you're stuck in your judgments about stuff, your judgments will keep, coming up. But we gotta fight that stuff back. Get back. Give it a hockey, ha. Give it some pushback and get with the program and just recognize how awesome you are. I love you. Oh, I forgot. You know what? I put on this lipstick thinking I was going to wear something different. I could have put on and I love you in this lipstick and this color. All right. Yes. So hey. I'm having an amazing morning. Yeah. I just looked up and I saw I have a cork board before me right here on the wall, and I've got some, I don't know if it's so interesting, but I've got like little things up here that just stuff up here. So let me I'm going to share with you this one thing that caught my eye when I looked up, and it was something that I took. I don't even know what year it was because the paper is yellow now. It's been up there for so long. It's called I Forgive and Forget. This is out of a daily guide, I think, from years ago. But I'm still going to read my daily guide. So it's the last day. Oh, it's the last day of January. We going out with a and a yeah, all of that. As January goes out and February is coming in. So this is called I Forgive and Forget. To forgive is to give for. It is what it says. To forgive is to give for. The forgiver must give forth love despite what is being received. Must give forth love in spite of, I love when we are able to look beyond what is apparent to the truth that stands in back of it. Ooh, that's so good. I must behold the Christ in all others. I rise above personality and see God. God is the master negotiator. I forgive you because I must. Let me say that again. I forgive you because I must. Now, let me read what it says up here. I do not want to block my good. I release you and all the hurt previously felt. I wish you God's blessing If you knew better, you would have done better. I call forth good from our interaction. I realize that no one can cause me distress unless I give them the power to. Woo, I declare that I am free from all people and situations that have previously held me captive. I forgive, forget, and release. It is over. I move on to higher good. In the spirit of love and forgiveness, I am free. That's what it says. That's what it says. And for some reason, that caught my eye today. I don't know who is needing to forgive and release, but there it is. Bam. 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 Now, that is not to say that just because I'm saying that I forgive and I release and I let it go, that I don't need to, talk about it or work through it any further. That part is done. But, I might need to, and it's so funny because people want to just modify how it is that you process information. All of us process things differently. And so, yeah, so be considerate and generous with yourself. All right, so I'm going to read this final day of January. We are moving into February. February, of course, is the shortest month of the year, and 28 days in February, and it's also Black History Month, as many of you are aware of. And do I know the author of it? No, Tracy. Like I said, that's been up there for so long. It's crazy. However, what I can do is that I can take a picture of it and messenger you so that you can have it if you so choose. I don't have an issue with that, but I don't know the author of it. So, but yeah. No worries. I love to do that. I love to share. Love to share. So here we go with the final day of January. These daily guides were written by Reverend Marilyn Louise Leo, and blessings upon her for what she has shared this month, and I appreciate it. But we will see. We will see who is next up tomorrow. So here we go. Her first quote in this is by Ralph Waldo Trine, and it is from a book called In Tune with the Infinite. And the quote that the title of this writing is called Just Another Day. And from Ralph Waldo Trine, In Tune with the Infinite, his book, he says, within yourself lies the cause of whatever enters into your life. Within yourself lies the cause of whatever enters into your life. I love that. It's the truth. It's the truth. And from Ernest Holmes' Creative Mind, he says, see, hear, talk about, and read only what you wish to experience, and never again let a negative thought come into your mind, right? Don't even thoughts that you have about yourself. Check those negative thoughts about yourself. Because here's what I know is a lot of times we get caught up on dumb stuff instead of accepting self Don't have any negative thoughts about yourself. And if you have things that you want to change about yourself, then work at changing them. Don't sit up and like act like, oh, I'm so this or I'm so that. Don't even entertain that. Don't even entertain that. Be gone, right? Be gone, right? Let that go. All right, so here we go with what she wrote for this day. She says, what does it mean to be in tune with the infinite? Everything is lovely, peaceful, and boring? I don't think so. Let's look at an ordinary day. We wake up, perhaps to an alarm, and turn over, wishing for just a few more minutes of warmth in our bed as we close our eyes, hoping for a little more time to snooze. I don't know. Is that your morning? Is your morning that you wake up and you got your hands on somebody or somebody's hands are on you? Maybe it's the dogs like saying, yay, she's up, her eyes are open. They sitting up there wagging their tail like, I don't know what your morning is. It could be like this. It could be something different. But then our brains kick into action and our personal morning needs ask to be met. Oh, well, you're tired. That first cup of coffee for some is a wake-up call. Morning is here. Get with it. Okay. It's time for our personal morning ritual. Do we dress, eat, prepare for the day, or get on with life, work, play, or friends? Or have we taken time to prepare for our day, to prepare for the small and the big happenings? Just a few minutes of conscious preparation may be the most important time of our day. I know they are for me, and they make all the difference in the world as to how my day will be. Becoming consciously the most important word, aware of who I am, means acknowledging that I am a spiritual being expressing the one infinite presence of life itself. So she goes on to say, I declare my oneness and uniqueness with this spiritual presence. I affirm it and know that this day I am always guided to say and do and express my life in the highest degree of myself. I speak my word, I listen, and I move forward with confidence. Her affirmation that goes with this is I live in the presence and only listen to the tune and tenor of the infinite. And so it is. All right. So, and thinking about that, one of the things that I'm always aware of, y'all know I got a morning routine. I got a morning ritual, and which has included for the last 5 days, this hour meditation with Joe Dispenza. And then I jump into my journal, and then I jump from my journal usually to my book. This morning, I have a class tonight that I am taking, and so I started opening up, trying to do some homework that should have been done already, but last minute, whatever. Don't judge me. I'm not judging myself. So I did a little homework before I then jumped into the shower so I can go in there, get in my mirror, and sing my way through to I Get to You. So, and the thoughts and things that crop up in the midst of that is, just kind of like the frosting or the whipped cream with the cherry on top. I do have a lot that comes into my awareness. And usually it's not even stuff that I talk about on here. It is, whatever else it might be. Even if it's just, thinking about the impact that shower has on me in the morning. And all of that is beautiful and it is good. So I am here And today I am, one of the things that I am doing is I know that for me, I'm closing out this month of January. And tomorrow, what I will do is start tippy-toeing through another book. I have, there are some, I got to get this information out on the Lent. I don't want to call it a class, but I'm going to observe Lent this year. I always do it with the church out of California, Up Church, but I am going to do my very own right here. And if you want to sign up for that, I still got to get all the details of that worked out. And I got work to do on my book. I got stuff, and I hope that you have stuff too. And I hope that the stuff inspires you and makes you want to do it. So the book that I am going to commence tomorrow is Brene Brown's newest book. I don't know if it's her newest book or not, but it's Atlas of the Heart. And I've been messing around because while I have that on audio, I did not pick up a hard copy. And I do so much better with a hard copy than I do with just an audio copy. While I listened to the book over an audio copy, I've got that. I just need to get something that I can write in the margins, highlight, underline, all of those things, and take that tippy-toe walk down that path, because that for me is so beautiful and so good. And so I hope that, and for those of you, if you've done a book with me, I've done a couple in the past, you know it takes me a month to get through sometimes just a chapter. It's because I have so much commentary on everything. And you know, so for me, when I read a sentence and sometimes when I read a word, I am just like, it can take me hours to just work through a word. That bioacomolafe did an essay that I started reading last week, and I started telling y'all about it last week. I started reading that doggone essay, and I am still reading that essay because I feel as though I take off and I start to read and then I get arrested by an idea. One of the things that he talked about was post-humanism. And I thought, I was a philosophy major in school. So when new philosophical terms come up, I want to know what is post-humanism mean? And so I went down a whole rabbit hole of figuring out first off, the definition of human was so, one of the things that it talks about is that it was based on, like, say for instance, white Anglo-Saxon male. To be human was that. And so anything outside of that was sort of considered subhuman or subpar. And so they had all of these distinctions. So this post-humanist thing is that now people are looking at the ways in which we have talked about what it means to be human and then started to work around that. Now, one of the things that Dr. Brown says all the time is that part of our problem is that we believe that all we are is human beings, that there is a static, and this is not a word that he uses, but there is a static definition or idea to who we are. We don't see ourselves as a dynamic being that is basically fluid and changing with the universe. So even as we come into what he calls this age of Aquarius, he's not the only one. The age of Aquarius has been like coming forth for a while. And so as we move into this age of Aquarius with its feminine energies, that feminine energy is opening up different things. We can no longer look with these, with this myopic vision that only sees a part of or only holds up a part of what we are, but rather to incorporate all these things, all the energies and ideas and things that keep and continue to flow through us, right? Oh, and it's so good when we stop just with this thing of thinking that I am only what you can see, only this solid stuff, only this body. Oh my gosh, I tell you, it is so corrosive to our spirit to try to encapsulate us in just this flesh. I am so much more. And hopefully, if you've been watching me for a while, one of the ways in which you know this is how sometimes the things that come up or come out meet you where you are. Because what I know is that there is, whether or not I am in the place with you, right? I'm sitting here in my house, but the moment your energy then engages with mine, it morphs and changes my conversation. Because we exist in a field, we exist in when I talk about God, I'm not talking about God as being an entity up there, but rather a fabric, a network, a field in which we exist, that we live, move, and have our being. And when we connect, it doesn't have to be a physical connection, but when minds connect, when we come together on a mental basis, all of that changes. It's amazing. We talk about this idea of you can't step into the same river twice, but also what happens is that, there is this, there's a wonderful way in which these energies intertwine and they come together. So whether we're talking about the sexual energy that comes through based on wherever you may be, or whatever you may think about this exchange, or whatever that is, if it is a spiritual energy, if it is a biblical, getting down to religious kind of energy, if it's a down home or ancestral connection, whatever those are, they all start to merge together and flow together based on what the energy you might be bringing, along with the energy I might bringing, with the energy somebody else is bringing, with all of this stuff. It's not static, it's dynamic, and it's ever weaving in and flowing. And so one of the things that I try to be mindful of is because I got such strong energy myself, right? I try to be mindful of what I'm walking in with. Let me be about the business of love in the first place. Let me, if what I need to do is drop my judgments, if what I need to do is just totally be present so that I can hear and receive. I don't want to be walking in someplace, the bag lady, carrying so much stuff that I can't hear somebody else's or receive somebody else's. I mean, that's part of the beauty of this consciousness that Marilyn Louise Leo talked about. Just the awareness is beautiful. Let me see what I'm carrying in already that inhibits my ability to receive. So if I'm carrying in, So, and whatever it is that you might be carrying, is it the energy that says that you're not enough, that you're not good enough? Is it an energy about your own personal judgments, about, how people see you and how you can influence or impact the way that they see you because they've already made up whatever it is. Here's a beautiful thing. I have known people who work on jobs and don't get along with their coworkers. As a matter of fact, that's been me before. Sharing a space or being in an office with somebody who either doesn't like you for whatever reason, or, you got contention with them, whatever the case may be. There is this beautiful ability that all of us have to, I want to put it in a way that that really demonstrates how I'm seeing this, right? Or what I'm saying. I think I just said something a little earlier about not dealing with what's in front of you, but really I see, say for instance, I see the person in the mirror, right? I see that woman looking at me. But what I know is that there is the self that is her, but there is also a spirit that is her. Now, I may not be able to deal with her, but what I do know is that I can touch her spirit self. So I'm praying not for the person that is in front of me, but I'm going to pray to her better angels, so to speak. I'm going to pray to them and not praying to change her. Not because here's what we all have this supposition that we know what's best for somebody else. Oh, if she would just leave that sucker, she would be better. Oh, if she would just learn how to listen. If she would, we all think that we know what's best for somebody else. We do not. As a matter of fact, we don't know their entire story. But what we do know is where we come in, where we meet at. Here's one of the things, my favorite ways to pray for people. My favorite way to pray for a person is God, right? I'm praying to God. I'm saying, God, like help me to see this person, because I know God loves you, right? Help me to see this person as you see them. I don't want to see what's in front of me, because what's in front of me I got friction with. Help me see them as you see them, right? Which to me then goes to their spirit self, their other self, their higher self. Help me to see them as you see them. Because what we don't see sometimes is like, say for instance, it's a person on our job, or it could be one of your parents. It could be your mother or your father or somebody that is much closer. Help me see them as you see them, because we don't see all of their fears. We don't see the places in them that they are trying to cover over with the junk that they may be presenting you. We don't see what has gone in on the background that makes them show up in the way that they do. All we know is that now there's friction. And so one of the things, the beautiful thing is I remember hearing a guy a long time ago talk about it's the agitation that gets the wash clean, right? When you put clothes in a washer machine, they don't just sit there in water. There's agitation that comes. When I file my fingernails, it's the friction that smooths out the surface. It doesn't get smooth without friction. And so what happens in any situation is when contention happens, or when people come together, there's the friction, and that friction is what makes the rough edges or the rough places smoother. But when you're standing in resistance, and I talked about resistance, was it yesterday or maybe when you're standing in resistance, you can't allow the process to work. Yeah, I can't get into that because there's agitation there. I can't get into that because there's friction there. It's that which helps the transformation take place. Friction is good in some areas. You welcome it in some areas, but in others you're standing in resistance. Well, here's the thing. The quicker you go through it, you'll grow through it and no longer have to deal with it anymore. How you be brave. Be brave and say yes to whatever it is that may come up. Resist not evil is what Jesus said, right? And there's been so much writing on that because what we do is exactly that. That's why we needed to be told in no uncertain terms to resist not. Because it is that helps. Without the friction, you couldn't slough off all the dead skin cells or whatever else it may be that is vexing you. So one of my favorites is God, help me see this person as you see them. What is here for me? What am I supposed to do with this? Right? And then, show me the places in me that is resisting, or show me the places in me that need to be healed. And sometimes it is only through that I can do that healing. So whatever it is being able to come to it with a different way of seeing things, to know that all things are working for your good, regardless of how it shows up. So we go around and we want everything to be smooth. I'm telling you, who would not want a life that is free of what we, of hardship, of turmoil, all of that stuff. But if what you see is that all of this is happening not to take you down, but rather to buoy you up. Me and my dad used to, we used to scrap. We used to go at it. Oh my gosh. Now, I will tell you that in my family, I don't know that any of us are, some people seem like they're made for battle. As a matter of fact, I used to, guy I dated, he said of his ex-wife, he said she never saw a fight that she didn't want to get into. And I started saying that about the a minister, the one that I studied up under. Everything was was fit for a wrestling match. There was nothing that he didn't want to, confront head on. It was just like his way. I've met people like that are always on guard for something. You'll know if that's you. I suppose we don't ever see it that way. Because here's what we do. There's somebody on my timeline who talks about how messed up humans are, right? His estimation of how everybody is so skewed. There is, if you let him tell it, no redeeming qualities that people have. Now, he loves animals, but people themselves, he's got contention with. And a lot of times, what I always say is, it may sound trite, but we don't see people as they are. We see them as we are. So if your expectation is that somebody is contrary, if your expectation is that people are generally dumb, if your expectation is that everybody don't trust no one, or that everybody lies, or if that is your particular way of seeing the world will confirm what you believe. Do I need to like circle around the corner and tell you that in a different way? That you don't see people the way they are, you see them as you are. And in spite of, no matter what a person does, if your thoughts are already that this person is a particular way, what you believe will always be confirmed. Marianne Williamson, in her book, she said it so beautifully, and I am trying to figure out which book that is. It's this one. And I'm trying to figure out where it is in this book. That whether or not, is it this book or is it the, it seems like it might be in that, I don't know. So, it's interesting because I can think it. I mean, I can feel that it's in here, but I don't know that it's in here because I am like in this mode of how is it that she puts it. Okay, so. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let me read this. And because I don't exactly know where it is. She says, in here, I don't know if this is it, because I don't think that this is it, but, I'm going to read it to you anyway. She says, my judgmental attitude masquerading as political consciousness was actually my ego's way of trying to make sure that I would never have any money. What we mentally refuse to permit others, we refuse ourselves. What we bless in others, we draw to us. Yeah, so that is something that I've talked about in here before, that idea. But she says there's a place in here that says whether a person lies or not, she was saying something to the effect of, whether it's done or not, you will feel as if it is being done to you because it's already in you to feel that particular way. And so if it's already in you, if you already believe that somebody is lying, it doesn't matter whether or not they actually are, because you will take it that they are. And evidence, even to the contrary, won't change what you are believing because the belief resides in you. In my community, I'm talking about, the Black community, there used to be this thing where people would say, have a big to-do about what we call disrespect. We called it dissing. And everything, because we had, and I'm saying this in the past tense, like it's not still a thing. It might still be. But people, there was a collective consciousness in my community, Black community, that they were always being disrespected. And anything could be qualified to as being disrespectful. So dissing, why you always dissing me? Everybody is dissing me. This dissing. It was a mindset. So if somebody bumped into you, oh, they dissed me, right? Somebody stepped on your shoe. Rather than name it as an accident, people talking about how disrespectful it is, as if the Invisible Man, Ralph Ellison's book, Invisible Man, was talking about this thing of you are present, but yet people, because they can't see you, not because there is something inherently wrong with you, but because there is something within their frame, their their ocular disposition, that they cannot see you. So he said, you can't even go and beat one of these people up because they be beat up by a ghost because they still won't be able to see you. It was such a powerful awareness to read this about this invisibility that people have. And so there was this spirit of always feeling like they were being disrespected or somebody was dissing them. Well, the thing about that is that if it is an energy that is already within us, if the energy is there, that energy exists, then it doesn't matter what a person does because it is perceived as disrespectful. And so, good morning, Bill. Okay. And so the thing to change is to not work on the world out there, but rather to look within and say, what part of me is feeling disrespected? What part of me has to change in order for me not to see this everywhere I go? I'm gonna give y'all another silly example because it's a silly example. But I used to always talk about how I was traumatized by my brothers growing up, right? My brothers would take my stuff. You know how it is to have brothers. Love them. But as a kid, oh my God, they would take your dolls and play baseball with it, with the head, or they would, take your food. You put some food in the refrigerator. As you got older, they would take that. They ask you for a bite of your sandwich, and rather than taking a normal bite, they consume like a whole half of the sandwich in one bite. You trying to put your fingers on there so they can't get their mouth around the whole thing, and they done somehow taken your stuff, right? It was always this thing of thinking that my brothers had done something to me, right? They took this, they took that every time. And so I grew up with that kind of energy. So even later on in life, here I was living by myself, and there is still this trepidation about opening up my refrigerator and something that I left there being gone, or somebody eating it, or somebody taking my stuff. There's this thing of going around like, instead of just thinking that I misplaced something, it was always like, who took this? Who did that? Like there's somebody else here. So what I had to come to the awareness of is that the problem wasn't that I had somebody doing this. It was that it needed to come out of me. I needed to work on the spaces in me that was constantly feeling as if I was being victimized by somebody else, by those little gremlins called brothers. I needed to work on that. And so So when you start to see that stuff resides in you, hey Walker, when you start to see that stuff resides in you, the work is not out there in the world, but the work is within you. If you're always perceiving somebody dissing you, if you're always thinking that somebody is doing something to you, it's usually not outside of you, but within you. And so the healing that has to take place is in you. Going back and trying to figure out, okay, where if it's figuring out where this started, if it's figuring out, is this even mine? If it's figuring out, whatever it may be, it means that I need to turn that the gaze back on myself and see what it is that I need to do. So if you are on the job, if you are feeling like you got friction, if you're feeling like this, one of the things that, I was talking to Dr. Brown on this past Thursday, and we talked about, he says, I love it when he talks about this, because he talks about in many cultures, the greeting, assalamu alaikum, or shalom, or many of the cultures, their greetings contain in them peace be unto you. Peace be unto you. Because peace is a thing that, to wish upon everybody. Peace is something to that enhances the longevity of your life. Peace is something that we want in our life. But peace, like I'm always trying to tell people, peace is not an outside job. Peace is not when my neighbors stop fighting. Peace is not when people stop dissing me on the job. Or peace is not when all of this other stuff happens. Peace is what happens within me. And if I'm busy, it's kind of like what somebody said. It's kind of like you go to the movie and you're up there and you're talking about the movie, and you go to the screen trying to make changes, or you want to make, sometimes, come to think of it, y'all, I was just last week, maybe it was just the other day, I looked in this darn camera, and I was actually looked at myself, and I thought, my room is lopsided. Now, it would be interesting if on your end, you took your phone and you started to change your phone, right? You started twisting and turning your phone to get my room so it's not lopsided. But the thing is that if you're trying to change it out there, it doesn't necessarily make the change where the change is necessary. The change needs to happen from within, from right here where I'm at. So if my room is lopsided, it's not because you're lopsided, or it's not because your phone is lopsided. The change needs to happen on my end. So if my room still looks lopsided, it may be because my camera is lopsided, not because my house is falling. And so it becomes this thing of, we're always trying to find peace by manipulating what's outside of us, rather than saying that it's me, oh Lord, that needs to make the changes in my life. And so if what you're finding is, no matter where it is, especially in relationships, we try to get in these relationships and we want to think that, there's no good men out here, or all these women are ratchet, or we want to make it seem like there's this and there's that happening. No, it's not about what's out there. It's how do I make myself a place where people feel free to show up and be who they are, that they feel worthy of love and to be seen, where they feel respected and honored. How do I make myself into a vessel for love instead of always thinking that it's everybody else? And I'm not trying to tell you that, you need to to accept all, what something that is not yours to accept. I'm not trying to tell you that at all. But what I'm saying is that when you begin to change your energy, the things and the people that are attracted to that will change. So you don't become a porcupine. Ooh, right? I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to y'all. You don't become a porcupine to the people who then come to you or that are attracted to you. We all have to be perfectly honest with ourselves, and we owe it to be honest with other people too, right? To be honest with them. I had a guy. I'm always telling all my business too. I had this guy who, that remember a couple of weeks ago I said on here that I ran into a guy that I had known because we went to the same elementary school and all of that stuff, and he was busy trying to can I get your number, can I call you, can we go out, can I do that? And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, I done known you for how many years and we ain't never, yeah, that's no, right? And then he says, you got any bills you need me to pay, right? And I was like, yeah, I ain't that easy, right? No. Yeah, I got a lot of bills that need to be paid, but no, I'm not that easy, right? So anyway, it's really interesting because when he said to me, I know you attracted to me, there was not a part of me that wanted to say, dude, no. Right? You want to say that, I want to say to people, to show up in your fullness and be honest, but I didn't say no. Right? And so what happens is there was a door that was left open, and when I saw, okay, y'all, when I saw on my camera that bruh man, yeah, it just, I should have just said in the first place, dude, no, we ain't never, and walk on by. Anyway, all is well though. Y'all don't have to worry about anything. No, it's just, all is well. I just think about times when I need to just speak my, I could have said, dude, no. And that might have prevented, it leaving a card in my mailbox. That might have prevented that. But, it's like sometimes it just, people got to do what they think they got to do. Whatever. I'm going to be nice. But I need to be clear. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind, right? That's one of the Brené Brown quotes that I like. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. So we just need to be clear. Anyway, I was detoured. I took a detour. But so anyway, so the thing about all of this is that we have to learn what it means to be true to ourselves, to speak our own truth, and then to question what it is that we do, what it is that we're bringing. So if you're finding that that you're always finding contention, if you're always finding flaws within other people, if you're stuck in judgment about other people, if any of that is the truth about you, to step back and see, is there something within you that needs to be right about these things? There is a part of our society that is always in judgment mode. You're in judgment mode when you yourself do not feel accepted. You judge because you feel judged. It just becomes a part of the thing. So God help me see, help me see myself as you see me, right? Help me see others as you see them. Help me get beyond this judgment or this need to judge. Help me to not, help me to see my brother as you see them. Because a lot of times what we're doing is we're stuck in our own rightness. Some of y'all may say, oof, she is over here talking about this in this way. You might be stuck in your judgments about me. Can't even hear what I'm saying because of the judgments about it. How wrong we sit up and we think about how wrong somebody else is, but never question even our own estimation of things. Is it wrong? Right? Is it? So for me, I want to, one of the things that I try to do is to always ask myself questions, question whatever it is I'm questioning. What part of me, what part of me? Yesterday I got a message from somebody, and the part of my question is like, oh, did I come across in a way that that spoke to that? Because if I did, I misrepresented. I wanted to know, was there something I said or did that misrepresented how I felt about that subject? And so when you see me, I am talking about, yes, sometimes I'm talking in to places and spaces that I'm still breathing into. And sometimes I'm talking about places that I've been, things that I have, and the funny thing is I tell you, the things that I've overcome, I am good at circling back around the corner, because sometimes what we need to do is circle back around the corner to make sure that we got what we thought we got, right? To make sure that we're not standing in our own judgments, to make sure that we're, that we get this thing called loving yourself. And what does it mean for me to love myself? To make sure that we got it, right? Not just giving lip service to it, but do I have this, and do I understand it, and am I demonstrating this? And I tell you, I'll be the first to say, sometimes I'm talking to myself, shucks, it's like, heal me, Lord, heal me first, right? I want to work on the healing of everybody, but heal me so that I can be a vessel, a worthy vessel for what's coming through me. I want to be in that thing. I want to be in that place. I want to hear the places where where I'm not walking my talk. I want to know those things. And it's not that I need to know it before everybody else, but I need to know. I need to, to see if what, I'm fond of saying, if it don't fit, take it off. But if it does, let's see what adjustments I need to make. And that goes for all of us. So whatever the case may be, I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the vibes that you bring to this sharing, all of those good things. I'm so honored by the attention. I am at my hour. I'm a little past my hour mark. But wait a minute. Let me, that's not. I'm like looking at this thing like, okay, wait a minute. Let me see. Because it was saying that I had more comments than I have seen here. And so I want to, thank you for being here. And it's time for me to get off of here. So I'm bouncing. I adore you. I thank you for this. Yes. Have a fantastic day. Yes. On purpose. I can at that. And I will, Walker. I received that. Y'all, thank you. And I will be here tomorrow as usual. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on a Wednesday, hump day. And so to all of y'all that I haven't seen in a while, if you are watching after the fact, I know Bill watches at his lunchtime and so many others whenever you get a chance or not. But I'm sending out love and blessings to all of y'all and wishing you an amazing, terrific Tuesday. And I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. All right. All right. Have an amazing